The Navy SEAL serial killer was insane. Disturbing true story. Let's check it out. This guy makes some pretty good vids. The first vid I've ever saw of this guy was him talking about the story here. Some army rangers destroyed some Crips, bro. So yeah, he makes good vids. Shout out Popo Medic.
A former Navy SEAL dishonored. Saturday, May 25th, 2002. A former Navy SEAL dishonorably discharged for insubordination and a history of going AWOL, turned to a life of crime with his toxic and equally psychotic wife. And together, the couple burglarized local businesses, internationally smuggled narcotics, and went on a demented rampage to fuel an adrenaline addiction that was quickly spiraling out of control until inevitably graduating to murder.
I went through Buds with a sociopath. The honor man of my Buds class is still in jail for chopping people up and then disposing of their bodies with his wife.
Really?
Yeah.
A crazy Navy SEAL would be bad, bro. Because these Navy SEALs, bro, the stuff that they learn, like they're the top, like I don't know, very low percent of people ever make it that far. Because you got to be built a certain way to be able to do this type of stuff. And they learn so much stuff, and then they turn psychotic. That's bad. That's bad.
In 1996, 19-year-old high school swim champion Benjamin Seifert enlists in the United States Navy with his sights set on becoming a special operator under one of the world's most elite fighting forces, the Navy SEALs. And after attending basic training, Seifert attended basic underwater demolition SEAL training and absolutely crushed it, and was even dubbed by his instructors as one of the fastest and strongest students in the program. And after 6 hellish months, Seifert completed Buds and graduated with Class 212 in 1997.
Okay.
And even received the class's highest graduation honor. And was
But
given
this guy's an animal.
as the
then.
class's honor man.
It
Shortly
sounds like he's
after
an
completing
animal.
Buds, Seifert, like most team guys, celebrated hard. And one party in particular would vastly alter the trajectory of his life after hooking up with 19-year-old Erica Grace. And just like him, Erica was ambitious, athletic, and all about show. The former
So she's a psycho girl that he's with.
collegiate basketball player and the Navy SEAL became inseparable, absolutely fueling each other's egos. Erica, in her social life, would often boast about her Navy SEAL boyfriend, and Ben thrived in Erica's godlike perception she held for him. The two narcissists.
Oh, that's a bad. They're two narcissists, and they're actually like good at what they do. That's bad. So, all she does is talk him up and talk about how great he is, and then he just fueling him, thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm amazing." And he is actually good. He was like the top performer in his class. So that's bad.
Found validation in one another. And after just a few weeks of dating, the two eloped and got married at the Silver Bells Chapel in Las Vegas.
After a few weeks.
And shortly after, having become all consumed by Erica, Ben began to disassociate himself from the teams. He no longer gave a shit about the Navy, and all he wanted to do was spend time with Erica. And not even a few weeks after their marriage,
he left.
Ben Seifert was court-martialed and dishonorably discharged from the Navy in 1998.
Dishonorably discharged.
For reasons such as insubordination and reportedly going AWOL on multiple
Okay, so he just started running amok.
occasions. And by his peers, he was deemed mentally unstable. And instead of taking a step back and rethinking her relationship with Ben, Erica fully embraced and even celebrated Ben's darker side, and she began to egg him on. After Ben's discharge, the two felt liberated and moved to Erica's hometown of Altoona, Pennsylvania,
so now they
where
feel
Erica
free.
started her own business, opening a local scrapbooking store. Who the fuck opens a scrapbooking store? I can lock her up. After committing the disturbing crime of scrapbooking, the couple turned to petty crime, setting up an eBay store full of stolen merchandise and promotional items from restaurants the two had burglarized. And many of the items were bizarrely from Hooters. And the couple reportedly earned close to $3,000 a week fencing stolen goods.
Hooters merch.
The money earned through the store was used to finance the couple's bad habits, from bar
Drugs.
hopping to the use of narcotics, which the couple would obtain and smuggle back to the United States from South America.
Okay.
And when they were back stateside,
So they're drug dealers now.
it was back to burglaries, doing whatever they could.
Why the freak would you start a scrapbook store and then They steal stuff from Hooters merchandise and stuff and sell on eBay. What the heck? That's
to get
random.
a dose of adrenaline.
Why Hooters?
Including Ben's obsession with purposefully trying to get pulled over just to attempt to evade police. Reportedly doing things such as
Adrenaline
driving
junkie.
upwards of 150 miles per hour, initiating full-blown police pursuits, of which he always escaped. And Erica became manic, impulsively buying jewelry, pet snakes, and strangely growing OCD over her eccentric Hooters memorabilia. Erica's
What the
friends
heck?
even grew
Hooters.
concerned as Erica became unrecognizable, and the debauchery and mayhem which defined the Seifrieds relationship began to peak. Instead of breaking into the restaurants late at night, the couple began to arm themselves and hit the chains earlier in the day, minutes after closing time, pushing the envelope, almost looking for a potential robbery situation. And inch
So most people that are adrenaline junkies, they do like stuff like skydiving, or maybe, you know, they're the people that climb up those giant buildings or cranes. But these guys, these two, rob Hooters stores and get into high-speed chases with cops.
by inch, the Seifrieds were on a warpath to get their kicks off some artificially induced violence. In 2002, the Seifrieds rented a condo in Ocean City, Maryland, with full intentions of graduating to murder. The two would spend the afternoons at the beach day drinking, and the nights at the bars and the clubs,
They're really
while
gonna kill
attempting
these
to
people.
find their victims. And on May 24th,
Just for
the
adrenaline.
Seifrieds failed to produce the exact change needed for the bus ride. Nearby passengers and couple Joshua Ford and Martha Crutchley covered the fare. The couples hit it off and made plans to meet up and
Gosh. So these guys covered the fare to help him, and now they're gonna be the victim, because, you know, they're talking all well, and then the crazy couple's gonna say, "Oh, we should hang out at our place." They're gonna pull up, and then they're gonna kill both of them. That's what's gonna happen.
go out later that night. And around 11 p.m. the night of the 24th, the couples made their way to Secret's nightclub.
Oh, nightclub. The killings.
Joshua Ford and Ben bonded over the military, as Martha Crutchley and Erica
Oh, he was in the military.
gossiped over shots of tequila. And after last call, the Seifrieds invited the couple back to their condo
Yep.
at the Rainbow. They continued the party, rolled spliffs in the hot tub, and everything was cool. Until Erica, out of nowhere, snapped, claiming that her purse was missing from inside the condo, placing the blame on Joshua and Martha. Ben pulled out a .357 Magnum and demanded that they give back the purse, at which point the petrified couple
So they just lied to pull out a Magnum. These guys are so cooked, bro. You gotta really watch out for your friends. If you have any friends like this. Two narcissistic, like, psychopaths to get in love, hyping each other up. If you know people like that, like, keep an eye out on them, bro.
retreated into the bathroom.
Narcissists are some of the worst people to deal with. Because they're so up themselves, or, like, you know, what's it called? I've had relations with a narcissist. Nothing like this, but, like, she would just feel like she'd done nothing. She would do nothing wrong. It's all my fault. I'm the only one that does anything wrong. Even though I know exactly all the bad stuff that she does, she's like, I can't think of anything I've done wrong. That's so bad. Bro, keep away from them.
Locking the door behind. Erica picked up the phone and dialed 911, informing dispatchers of some type of burglary scenario.
Mr. 911, did emergency?
Yes, I have an emergency at my apartment. There are people in my house who I don't know, and my purse is suddenly missing. And
So now she's gaslighting the police, thinking there's people there. And then they're going to kill the innocent couple and then say they try to burglarize them and they were defending themselves. That's what they're going to do.
I'm afraid I'm going to have a robbery here.
Okay, people in your apartment at this time?
Yes.
I'll connect you to the police. Stay on the line.
Hey,
What?
I'm upstairs in a bedroom where they don't know where I am.
Okay, I'll connect you to the police.
but before disclosing her
You
address,
can hear her
Erica
voice. She sounds cooked, like she's not in the right state of mind. You can hear it. Because usually if there's someone getting burglarized, bro, they don't sound like that. They sound more alive. Because, you know, adrenaline, because there's someone breaking in trying to rob them.
disconnected the line. And exactly what happened next is only known to Ben and Erica Seifert. But what is known is that Joshua Ford was shot through the bathroom door, and several more shots rang out after Ben kicked down the door altogether. And Joshua Ford and Martha Crutchley were never seen again.
So bro was trying to escape in the bathroom and hide.
The successful insurance executive and mortgage broker were both reported missing by their coworkers back in Virginia. Detectives from Ocean City Police Department jumped on the case
Too bright.
and began pursuing leads from witnesses at Secrets nightclub. Meanwhile, the Seiferts conferred and evaluated their performance of what they did right and what they did wrong, such as the bogus 911 call to transmit a fake self-defense alibi. And eager to do it all over again, the couple was on damage control, covering their tracks, sterilizing the crime scene, and replacing the bullet-ridden bathroom door. And in order to remove the bodies from the high-rise condo, the psychotic couple
They full on they replaced the door.
turned to the barbaric practices of dismemberment. The Seiferts set out to find their next victims, sticking to the same plan. While wearing Joshua Ford's ring around her neck, Ben and Erica found their next victims,
Bro's
couple Melissa
ring.
Sealing and Justin Todman. They lured the couple back to the Rainbow and fired up the hot tub. However, Sealing and Todd Wright left the condo before Erica tried to play another sadistic game of Who Stole My Purse, after realizing that something was wildly off about Ben and Erica. By morning, the Ocean City Police Department, on the search for the missing Virginia couple, posted flyers all over town, leaving Ben and Erica with serious heat and no other options but to get
Bro,
out.
they could. Bro, this would be a crazy movie. If someone picks up the story and makes a movie, that would go insane.
They hit Secrets nightclub one last time before hitting a Hooters on the way out of town and tripping
Robbing a Hooters.
a silent alarm.
They get into a gunfight. Fight.
Ben played it cool and kept his mouth shut. Erica, however, lashed out at officers, demanding
looks
that they open her
cooked.
purse and give her a Xanax. The officers obliged and discovered 5 casings of 38, as well as 2 Virginia driver's licenses for a Joshua Ford and a Martha Crutchley. Detectives were notified and officers were informed to get to the couple's rental condo at the Rainbow in the event the Seiferts were holding Joshua and Martha hostage. And under exigent circumstances, officers booted the door, and inside the rental, police found suspicious items within. The condo was secured as a crime scene, and the Seiferts were brought in for questioning. Presented with the evidence, Erica made a cold confession, claiming that Ben committed the murders and that she was simply in fear for her life due to the fact
See, even two narcissistic, crazy people together in love, she still ends up stabbing in the back. Still ends up stabbing in the back to try to, you know, get away scot-free.
that her husband had Navy SEAL friends. Ben, on the other hand, claimed that he was sleeping in the couple's Jeep, and when he returned upstairs, he witnessed the crime scene and felt as though he had no choice but to help Erica out of the situation. Both partners flipped and continued to throw each other under the bus. And at the crime scene, investigators demoed the bathroom vanity and found
get the
blood in the
nudie,
towel
Unc? What
crack.
the heck? I'm
Samples
around.
were taken and
Oh,
examined
nice.
and determined to be a DNA hit on both victims. In June of 2002, a grand jury handed down a 13-count indictment against both Benjamin and Erica Seifert, and the case became a media spectacle. The noble seal and the seemingly good girl shocked the world with the brutality of their crimes.
Bro,
On June 11th of 2002,
these guys are
Erica
maniacs.
Seifert was convicted and sentenced to life in prison plus 20 years.
Good.
On April 9th, 2003, Ben Seifert was convicted and sentenced to 38 years in prison. And in April of this
Only
year,
38.
Ben applied for and was denied parole and has a mandatory release date of 2030.
Why is he able to get out, but the girl isn't? Why aren't they both in life in prison? So these two, Ace, they're like adrenaline junkies and they're narcissists. Bro was a former Navy SEAL. And yeah, they killed a couple for adrenaline rush. Bro. That's a good freaking story. Why can't I like it? I legit can't like. I'm trying to press the like button. That's a good story, bro. They should make this into a movie. Ex-Navy SEAL. He never got deployed though, but he finished Navy SEAL training. But he got, you know, what's it called? I forgot what the word is, but he got dispatched because he was playing up. That's honestly a terrifying thought. A man trained at the highest level to seek out the murder of enemies of our country becoming a serial killer. I went to boot camp with this guy. He was a trip. Used to put on a different uniform on Sundays when they mostly left us alone and walked off like a regular graduate sailor to PX and places like that, and was never caught. Dude just had no fear about any rules whatsoever. I remember seeing him in the Navy times when he broke, and I was like, yep. Oh, when this broke, and I was like, yep. But this guy apparently knew him. He was in training. Dude, through his life, can't imagine going through buds and getting kicked out a year later. What a waste. Wait, he did it on purpose, bro. Because he's a freaking psycho. He did it on purpose. But they said he can get out 2030 or something. But the chick gets a life sentence. How was he able to shoot inside the hotel multiple times and not immediately get caught is kind of mind-blowing based on the size of the hotel. From the pictures shown, it seems like at least 20 people should have heard that. Yeah, how don't you hear like say like 5 bullet shots in a room, and the guy getting shot, he probably would have been screaming for his life, and no one heard that? Like, what? It's crazy how many of these individuals get caught simply because they're stupid individuals and not just slightly below average intelligence, but far below. This chick actually carried hard evidence of her crimes in her purse and demanded the police go digging through it. Luckily for society, this is the type of person we're dealing with. Now imagine if they were both brilliant and truly horrifying steps. But the dude ain't an idiot, bro. You can't be an absolute idiot and make it through Navy SEAL training. Like, yeah, you'd be physically strong and all that, but you can't be an idiot. Whoever does the editing, yeah, the editing was crazy on this vid. But yeah, these aren't serial killers. Bit clickbait. But yeah. I knew it from the start, bro. When he was like, oh, yeah, they want to murder someone. And then as soon as he said, oh, they met this another couple and they're hitting it off, I was like, okay. They're going to lead the couple to the hotel and then murder them. I knew it straight away. But yeah. 2 crazy narcissists. And even after the murders, they just threw each other under the bus saying the other person did it. Narcissists are some of the most tricky people, bro. Because the thing about narcissists is they genuinely, they're not even acting, bro. They legit believe the bad things that they're doing aren't even bad. And then they'll end up blaming you for stuff and you know, see them as perfect or not doing anything wrong. It's bad, bro. I've dealt with narcissists before. It's not good. But yeah, crazy story. Crazy story, bro. It's actually a good story. But yeah, let me know what you would do. I feel like in this situation, say, because it would be scary because, you know, that comment that said, oh, how did you not hear anyone if there's a bullet shot? If I'm in a hotel and I hear next door someone screaming for their lives and someone pow, 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 doing shots and then it goes quiet because he dies, That's a sticky situation because, like, say I run out of there and try to get help. Actually, I probably wouldn't do that. I would stay inside because you don't know. Because they probably don't know if they've got neighbors. And if I run out, and then they see me and I see them, and they know that, you know, they did some stuff, they saw me, they'll probably end up killing me as well. So I'd probably just stay in the room if I heard that and call the police straight away. Ring out the police. So say, "This America 911, what's your emergency? I need police right now. I'm in," you know, just say that your location. I'll be like, "Yeah, so I heard there was an altercation in the room next to me, and there was a man screaming for his life, and I heard 5 bullet shots inside the room next to me, and then it went silent. I believe someone was just shot. Oh yeah, what room? Yeah, I'm room 102 next door. It's either 103 or 104. Bang! I'll do that straight away. Yeah, that's a spin out. How the frick do you not know? How do you not know? Is anyone nearby? Like, what are you doing?" Bro. Crazy story. Let me know what you would do in the situation. And bro, watch out for your family members. If you got a family member it's low-key a psycho, check on him, because could end up bad like this. But yeah, crazy story. Shout out this guy once again. Great editing. And yeah, thank you for watching.